Hey everybody, it's me, Emma, and I know I'm kind of in like a different setup right now. I don't know, I think I might have lost my tripod, but it's fine. We have literally my phone balancing on a squishmallow. Also, I'm not wearing any makeup in this video because I need to give my skin a break because after the last video I started breaking out and I'm like, you know what? Just a little cleanser and moisturizer should help out a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. So in today's video, I kind of wanted to talk about the problems, I guess, with 90 Day Fiance and the new seasons and things, because I love that show. Like, I love reality TV, I love trash and stuff, but at the same time, it's just like, why? Like, some of the decisions that have been made in the recent seasons have me like kind of low-key scratching my head, and I wanted to talk about it and, you know, sort of go over, also kind of do like a recap, I guess, of the recent seasons, because yeah, I'm gonna need notes for that. But first, I guess, like, we could do like a what is, you know, whatever. So yeah, that is what's gonna happen. Alright, let's get into the video. So what is 90 Day Fiance? 90 Day Fiance is an American TV spin-off series, I guess, or just TV series in general, with multiple spin-offs, okay? And basically, it's about an American bringing over a foreign partner to the United States of America. Commonly see, like, a lot of these places, they'll have, like, usually, like, a white guy, and they'll bring over, like, a woman from a foreign country, usually, like, the Philippines, or somewhere in South America. The difference is, though, when it's like a woman, it's a lot of men from like either Nigeria or the Middle East, sometimes from Europe. Not very diverse in that way. I feel like when 90 Day Fiance, like even now, like I feel like the narrative is they purposely pick people from these like third world countries essentially to try and spin the narrative that they're, you know, gold digging or whatever. But it's like, considering the way America's going now, why would anybody want a green card? Like, there are so many other countries that have better opportunities than the United States. Why would you want to go there? Even Canada's better, and everything sucks here right now. So we're kind of in the same boat, just in a different way. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, like, obviously, like, Europe actually would be the place to stay. Like, Europe is very beautiful. Like, aside from the fact that, yes, like, currently, like, there is internal strife for a lot of Eastern Europe, especially in Ukraine versus Russia, is going on right now. So, obviously, like, everybody's kind of in, you know, alert mode right now. But back in, you know, 10, 20 years ago, like, Europe is probably, it still is kind of, but it would have been like the place to go. So I don't know why these foreigners are going to a place where there's like astronomical healthcare, a crap ton of racism, violent crime happening all the time, and, you know, like, say what you want to say about foreign countries, but America, like, they literally have guns everywhere, and school shootings is obviously a big problem. So I can't imagine these foreigners coming in and having kids, and, like, God forbid their kids was in that situation. Like, why would you purposely want to bring them into that? Like, I guarantee you, even a lot more foreign countries who are considered third world have less school shootings than the United States of America, because again, it's really bad there. And again, it's like, why would you want to bring yourself into that? But the problem is, I feel like this show, or maybe it's kind of like the American way, kind of wants to build this like superiority complex, as in like America is the better culture and like everybody wants to go there, and it's just the land of opportunity. It's just so great and so grand. But it's like, I mean, I don't know how the statistics were back then, but at least 60% of people now are living paycheck to paycheck. Most people don't even eat fast food anymore because they can't afford it, because the common meal from Mickey D's is like $15. So yeah, that's kind of the premise of it. It's basically like America, you know, American people just bringing their foreign fiancés into the thing, and basically trying to get them acclimatized to American culture while also them experiencing the foreigners' culture. The problem is, again, you're gonna see a lot of types of people on that show, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into. But a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, some of them are definitely sex tourists. Not gonna name examples. There are a lot of other, like, sex tourists who go to East Asian countries or Southeast Asian, actually more so Southeast Asian countries, and look for women who are maybe like single mothers or whatever, or like kind of like unstable or like quite young, so that they can try and basically like, you know, woo them and then get some punani out of it, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's really depressing to see. But and then there's like other types of people on there where it's like genuine people looking for genuine love, and that's the type that you really want to strive for on the show. It's like, when I see genuine couples doing their thing, it's actually quite rare nowadays, which I'll get to later. But like in the earlier seasons, it was genuinely like good people. Like good people wanting to find a lover who just so happens to be in a different country. Like that, to me, is what every couple should have been like in the show. But it's not. We're going to get to another type of people. So, I don't know if anybody knows this, but TLC does not have the best record in terms of hiring and background checking people. And a lot of the times, they'll actually put on criminals. Literal criminals. Like, straight up, like, domestic abusers and, like, pedophiles. There actually was a dude, I believe he had, like, child sexual abuse material on his computer. And, I mean, if you look at his wife, it kind of makes sense. So, again, I'll put up a photo of them, you know, on the video or whatever, but, like, his wife looks extremely young. Like, if not a child. She looks very young, okay? And she is very young. I think she's in her early 20s, I think, if that. And he's like in his 30s, okay? So there's a little bit of a gap there. He, I think, recently got arrested for child sexual abuse material, and they actually have a young daughter together. So I hope he stays in prison for the rest of his life for his wife's and daughter's sake, because that's disgusting. And there's another dude. He actually, that sick bastard, actually managed to land himself an episode of Sex Ever. I don't know if anybody's seen that show. This dude, Jeffrey Paschal, piece of shit, by the way. I hope you're rotting in prison right now. He is the definition of wife beater. Like, he literally beat his girlfriends, like, so badly, to the point where one of them almost died. And he's a rapist, too. He's a rapist. And he got away with it for, like, the longest time. I think it's been, like, his abusive behavior has been, like, since the 90s. And for some reason, he managed to get away with it for that long. So, when he went on the show, the case was, like, kind of going on. Like, it wasn't, like, he wasn't, like, being charged, obviously. Like, it was in the preliminary stages before they could do the court hearing. Basically, what happened was they aired his episodes for some reason. And they tried to portray him as, like, this all-American guy, this awesome just dude. And he was dating, like, this Russian girl who, okay, she's kind of shady, too. She literally defended him. Screw you, lady. I'm sorry. What the hell is wrong with you? And basically, like, that's kind of what happened. And he ended up getting 15 years. I think his sentence was supposed to be, like, 14 or 12 years or something like that. And they actually extended it because this dude was such a bastard that they were literally like, fuck you, dude. We're going to put an extra over that minimum because we hate you so much. You literally are a piece of shit. And it's crazy that he didn't get more time because he, in my opinion, he should have gotten life, if not death penalty. Because, like, when I tell you, you have to watch that episode. It's called Worst Sex Ever, by the way. I think it's episode 2, I think it was after, like, Wade Wilson, that pool killer. Yeah, if you see his episode, like, he's really abusive. Like, really abusive. And it's not just physical. It's also mental. Like, he'll put mind tricks on these women. Like, I remember in the episode, there was literally like a voicemail phone call, I guess, of what happened. It's basically telling, like, the girl that he's with, he was like, oh, you're abusive. You're so abusive for, like, leaving and stuff like that. And it's like, are you nuts, dude? Is your brain not there? But it's because he's, like, trying to manipulate her to stay because he wants her to think that she's abusive in her mind, so it's like she feels bad. But he's the abusive one. And it's like, it's so crazy to me because it's like, how did they let him on? But they did. They did let him on. They did. And again, like, There are so many other people who have gone to prison on that show. But I think those are the two that probably stand out because I think they're the most, like, egregious. But there's, like, people who did, like, petty theft, you know, assault and battery. And I think, what is it, Colt's ex-wife, Larissa, she was also arrested for domestic violence or something like that. That's crazy. Again, I don't really remember that situation, so I don't really have, like, judgment on it. She does seem, like, kind of hot-headed, so I wouldn't be surprised, but again, I don't know the details on that. Those are kind of the types of people that you find in 90 Day Fiance. Obviously, like, there are more types. Oh, another type I guess I wanted to get into is the fucking influencers. These influencers gotta stop. Like, actually. I have my theory on this, and I don't know if it's true or whatever, but these influencers genuinely need to stop. They infiltrate, like, TV shows or whatever, and then they try plugging their brands to try and make money off of it, or to try and, you know, get traction for it, essentially, because 90 Day Fiance is a pretty popular trash reality TV show, okay? And so they'll go on, not because they actually love the person that they're dating or whatever, not necessarily, it's literally just so they can push their brand. And it's like, if your brand was not famous in the first place, it's probably because it wasn't that good, okay? And also, too, the people who promote those kinds of brands usually suck. No offense, but also full offense. The influencers I've seen on the TV show are just, ugh, especially the ones from LA. I actually got so mad. There are a couple people from Los Angeles on the show that just, they got, like, that stupid freaking vocal fry, okay? And they're like, oh my god. It's like, dude, I swear to God, okay, this is gonna sound so mean, but, like, unpopular opinion, I think we need to take all the influencers and put them in LA and just nuke the city of Los Angeles, like, genuinely, because how, what productivity do you bring to the world? Like, what honestly do you bring to the world? Like, you're not bringing anything to the table except just being annoying, and frankly, like, it's really hard to say, because obviously, like, they're still human beings, they still feel things and stuff, but it's like, they literally feel like robots sometimes, and they all follow the same freaking formula, and they always look the same too. It's not just about acting, it's also about looking. Like, they get so much filler and so much plastic surgery that they just look like a freaking puffer fish, dude. And it's like, I feel bad because it kind of stems from, like, body, you know, dysmorphia or mental illness, but at the same time, it's like, you can only do so much. Like, you can only have so much empathy for someone until they choose to be a horrible person. Then you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't really care anymore. Because, like, again, the people that I've seen on that show who have gotten that much work done are genuinely horrible people. And it's like, you know what? I only feel bad to a point. Like, yes, I feel bad that they're struggling with dysmorphia and that they don't feel beautiful enough and they need to get all these surgeries and stuff. But it's like, you're literally bullying other people in the show. You're literally bullying your freaking partner and stuff. And it's just like, you're not a nice person to be around. Like, even if you were ugly, quote unquote, or whatever, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about looks. At the end of the day, it's all about personality. And, like, honestly, their personalities suck. There isn't much with their looks, and there isn't much with their personalities. And I don't know why the hell they're famous. It's because, I know it's because they're trashy, but at some point, like, just get them off my screen. Like, I enjoy trashy people. I really do. But it's like, at some point, you have to learn to not take it anymore, because it genuinely becomes frustrating. The amount of times I've seen these people just badmouth their partners or badmouth, like, other people in, like, the cast or whatever, and it's just like, get them off my screen, bro. Like, just get them off. Go, goodbye. Go somewhere else. Go away, okay? So that's 90 Day Fiance. That's the kind of people that you're gonna find on there, and I guess we're gonna give kind of a quick recap of all the couples in the 2 spinoffs I'm covering. So, yeah. Alright. Now we have the couples. First thing I'm going to recap is The Last Resort. So the first couple is, I have my notes down here, by the way, is Patrick and Thais. I can't even say about them. Patrick's got this brother named John who is like Bostonian or something. He's got like his own thing going on. Thais is from Brazil. Patrick's from America. And they have a daughter together, and she might be pregnant with their second kid. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she was pregnant, you know, because recently Thais got arrested for domestic violence, or I think there's a case against her for domestic violence against Patrick. So I don't know if she's pregnant, like in the video or whatever things they talk about. I don't think she is, but I don't know. They just reference it on the show, like in the past couple of episodes I've seen. So what do I gotta say about them? Honestly, their problems like are obviously kind of big, but I think, yeah, just separate. Honestly, I mean, if you have to file a domestic abuse case or a domestic violence case against your wife, then you probably shouldn't be with her. Okay, that's first clue. Also, too, if either of them are being shady about their finances, which I think both of them are, but I think it's more Patrick than Thais. And again, Patrick has this very like certain attitude about money that just like doesn't sit right with me or doesn't sit right with anybody in the show. When he was talking to Guillermo, I think, about prenups and stuff like that, or like divorces and things, and it's just like really weird and gross. It kind of has like a machismo energy about himself. So the dude, like, again, I don't know what the fuck is up with the whole get up going on, but it's like literally his face doesn't match his head. Like, I don't know if you'll notice that, but it's like, you know when you go into Meme Maker and you like make a me with like a really small face and like a really big head? That's Patrick. And again, I don't mean this to seem mean, but again, like, that's the vibe I clocked. I don't know. That's just kind of what I saw. Oh, the next one we got. I fucking hate these two. Shakan and Sarper. Oh my lord. First off, I guess let's go with Sarper. He's from Turkey. He used to be an ex-male stripper and used to have sex with 2,500 women. I don't know how much of that is for reference. Like, I don't know how much of that is in a day, but I heard it's a lot. Okay, like the people have done like calculations and stuff and other like recap videos I watch. I also like watch a lot of recaps myself. Like I watch my thoughts, so shout out to her. So like obviously I'm watching a lot, right? And this dude to me seems like a fucking creep. I'm just gonna call it right now. He just seems to me like very weird. Like when there was this one, it was an earlier tell-all because they've been on multiple seasons, okay? When he was on an earlier tell-all and he was teaching everybody how to do the strip dance, I was like, you're fucking disgusting, dude. Like honestly, like you're gross. But I would say, is that comparable to Shakana's, you know, ness? I don't know, because Shakana is like 40 or something like that. She's from America. She grew up in like a Mormon family, and then she moved to LA and she like married this immigrant man, had a daughter before meeting Sarper or whatever, like long before. And she had like a sibling who apparently like cut her off because of her and Sarper or whatever. Her family's like basically cut her off because they don't want her to see her with Sarper for some reason. And I don't really remember, but honestly, if I had to check, it would probably be because he's a lot. But to be fair, she's a lot too. So I think they deserve each other, to be honest. And basically what happens is, on the last resort or whatever, she's just a bitch, dude. Like, actually, like, I have never in my life seen someone that bitchy in my entire life. And it's like, at this point, just fucking leave. Just fucking leave the fucking show. Because, like, honestly, like, you piss everybody off around you. Like, you purposely try and instigate shit, and then you victimize yourself, basically, to make yourself out look like the better person or whatever. But it's like, you're literally not. Nobody likes you. Like, nobody freaking likes you. Like, I'm sure people watching at home can, like, agree, but, like, nobody likes you, even on the show. Like, most of the cast members don't like you. Maybe Jenny. But also kind of racist, low-key, because, by the way, shout out to Guillermo, because he clocked it. She was talking, her and Thais had, like, an argument or something like that, and Thais basically, like, swung at her, which, again, not condoning that either. But then she whipped out the, go back to your country. They were in England, by the way, so they weren't even in America. And she's like, this bitch was literally like, go back to your country. Bitch, are you insane? And again, Guillermo explained it really well. He's like, you shouldn't be saying something like that, especially given the times that we're in. And obviously, like, he was referencing, without saying it, ICE, everything that's going on in the United States right now. Literally, Latinos are being persecuted as we speak. And saying something like that is so problematic. And again, Guillermo just clocked it, right? And he's like, he literally confronted her too. She, like, after she left the bar, because she's like, oh my god, these bitches are just so. And he's like, why did you say that? She's like, oh, I don't know. And then literally, like, he's like, well, why did you say that? And then Sarper came to defend her ass. And they deserve each other for sure. And they started almost fighting, but then it didn't happen, obviously. And it's just like one of those things. And then this bitch, okay, after the show ended, so this is like recent times, obviously, like after they filmed, when everybody like sees it and stuff like that, she literally defended it on her Instagram. She's like, well, where I come from, who gives a fuck where you come from? Who gives a fuck where you come from, bitch? I don't care where you fucking come from. You don't say that shit. Ever. Especially to an immigrant. Regardless of the person that you were saying it to, every person deserves to have a chance at a better life in a different country if they choose to immigrate and literally abandon everything that they knew. And you have the nerve, you ignorant piece of shit, to talk about go back to your country. But it's not like she doesn't understand, because again, let me remind you, this bitch is almost 50 years old. She's basically like defending it. She's defending it. She knows it's wrong. She doesn't care it's wrong. And she's using the excuse of, oh, I'm not racist because I have a immigrant husband, an ex-immigrant husband, and it's like, I don't give, like, I'm sorry that you went through some shit or whatever in your life, but, like, that's no fucking excuse. And that you're dating a quote-unquote immigrant husband. So many people have immigrant husbands, okay? You're not alone in that. And also, too, it's really giving I'm not racist because I have a black friend. It's because that you have that, like, that foreign, immigrant husband, that you should be doing the opposite. No, you should be worrying about how to get better, be a better person, and to open your worldview instead of staying in that basically like down their mindset where you're basically just like, okay, I'm gonna be racist to these people. And I don't care what anybody says or tries to defend her if the comments pop off or whatever. What she said was not okay. Period. And I'm not condoning what Thais did, but listen, I would have smacked her too, to be honest. Like, I would have smacked her too. It's incredibly ignorant, and again, Guillermo explained it perfectly, so again, y'all gotta watch that scene, but like, again, he ate with that. Like, he really did eat with that. And it doesn't take a mastermind to know, or rocket scientist to know, that saying is problematic, and it's extremely out of touch, if not racist, okay? It's extremely out of touch, it's extremely ignorant, if not racist. So, honestly, again, I wouldn't be surprised if she has more skeletons in her closet that, like, in terms of, like, racism, like, maybe she does have a history, because, again, why do you say something like that as, like, your first gotcha moment? You literally could have said anything else. And to be fair, she kind of did, but, like, not really. Not really. She threw out the B word and the C word a couple of times, but her first full sentence was, like, go back to your country. I might have gone on a rant for that one a little bit too long. I might cut it out, and also too because I got a little heated, so I might have to cut some stuff out. But yeah, so that's Shekinah Sarper. The next one is Jane Smith. Smith's from India. He like lives with his family and stuff like that. They kind of both live with the family, and obviously like their story was basically like They were together for a long time, but his family hated Jenny. Like, literally hated her. They literally said, like, don't even come to my funeral when Smith decided to marry Jenny without the parents' permission. And, I mean, I get it, because South Asian families, they're low-key kind of, like, they're tight-knit, but they're also kind of, like, if you do something that goes against our standards, we will, like, kick you out. So, I mean, personally, because, again, I live around a lot of South Asian people, and let me tell you, some of the parents' expectation standards can definitely rival, like, East Asian parents. Like, South Asian parents want so much for their kids, and it's like, I do admire that in a way, but at the same time, it's like, literally the way that they go about when their kid does not follow the path that they want it to go, they can be pretty cruel. And it sucks that those kids have to deal with that, and there's a lot of, like, generational trauma that comes with that. Like, obviously, I feel like the millennial generation and this generation may be facing that, because obviously, like, we're kind of the first generations, or there, I guess, because I'm not South Asian, but they're kind of like the first generations to break out of, like, their parents' molds. And it's like, I mean, it's kind of cool to see, but at the same time, it sucks that they're getting those effects out of it, because they're family, they shouldn't be ostracized just because they wanted to go to art school instead of law school, or wanted to marry a white man instead of an Indian man, you know what I mean? Like, it's just sort of, like, kind of crazy. But, so Jenny, well, also, too, I kind of understand his parents' perspective, because Jenny's, like, 30 years older than Sumit. And she's from America. She has a daughter, multiple granddaughters, I think, or maybe it's 2 daughters, actually. I don't know. She's a grandma. That's all you need to know. And she moved to India to be with Sumit, and he actually was, like, I think an arranged marriage, but he had to break it off. He basically, like, annulled it or divorced it or something like that. And she moved with him to India. Again, that's also why I believe he's not using her for a green card, because A, he literally made her move with him to India, and also, too, this is kind of sad, but Jenny got recently diagnosed with ALS, which is obviously incurable and very deteriorating, rapid disease. It's still taking care of her through that. So honestly, I believe he's genuine with it, and I'm sorry that they have to go through that, and I really hope things do work out for them. But obviously, like, she's probably going to pass away, and that's really gonna suck for him. And I hope that if that time does come, that he is okay, But basically, on the show, nothing really happens with him. The worst thing is that they're living with the parents and they want to be independent, and also, too, he's an alcohol problem, which, like, again, that sucks, but, like, again, that can be maintained with, and it has kind of been improving with, like, therapy and stuff, and, like, group hangouts, and she's been more lenient on it. Like, she's not as strict with him on it, because she understands, like, compromising and stuff like that. So that's Jane Smith. Kara and Guillermo, another redhead on the show, okay? I can't remember her lore kind of earlier. All I know is they have a son together, and she's a bachata dancer, bachata singer, horchata. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's like, has fun, I guess. I don't know. I think I remember hearing, though, earlier in their story or whatever, that she, like, cheated on Guillermo or something like that, but again, I can't confirm. But because her and Guillermo, when the last resort happened, their relationship was, like, so rocky. Like, they were literally, like, basically separated by the time they came, and they were seeing other people. They were literally seeing other people and doing stuff with other people, and it's like they have a son together. And she also recently started an OnlyFans. I don't know if it's still up today, but at the time of the show, like, when they were filming, it was up, and it was to support her because she was a single mom, and it also wanted to support, like, her music career. And, like, that's fine and dandy, but at the same time, like, could you not have chosen any other job? Like, again, I don't want to shame sex workers, because obviously, listen, times are tough right now. Trust me, it's even a struggle for me, a 17-year-old, to be getting a job when I should be at the prime. I'm a prime candidate for companies to exploit, okay? But, like, there has to be something. And listen, even if you have to go lower budget on the music videos or whatever, like, I feel like that's something you should do. And again, like, I don't want to shame her, because obviously, like, again, I'll never shame a sex worker. Like, whatever you gotta do, because I know people put, like, this societal expectation and pressure on sex workers and stuff like that, and I understand kind of the thing of, like, well, what if you have kids? You know? And I think that's something, because, like, you don't want the kids to get bullied, right? You don't want the kids to get bullied because their mom's, like, a sex worker, right? And it just sucks that the problem is, I think our society's so weird for that, though, because at the same time, like, it's always the people that sort of villainize sex workers that end up getting their services anyway. It's like, why are we putting so much pressure on them and stuff like that? I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand where Guillermo's coming from, because as a husband, you don't want to see your wife doing that. You know, like, if I saw my man, like, putting his, you know what, out on the OF, I think I would be kind of mad, because it's like, I mean, I thought we were, you know, like, even if we're on a break or whatever, like, it was kind of weird seeing him in that way, and, like, going, and, like, obviously if we have a kid and stuff, it's like, again, I don't want my child to get bullied because me or my husband is, like, a sex worker, right? And I kind of understand where that's coming from. Like, I understand, like, where it's coming from with the child stuff, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, it just feels a little too shamey to me. I don't know. Maybe people disagree with me in the comments, but I don't know. It's weird, because it's literally, like, one of the oldest professions other than, like, midwifery or something like that, and people still purchase their services. So it's like, how can you shame such a profession when you're still purchasing from it? You know what I mean? You're still exploiting these people. And it's not only that, we can get into layers of, like, human trafficking and exploitation, you know, like, I mean, we should be lucky that she chose to do it, you know what I mean? Like, there are people out there who don't choose to do it that still get that same shame, because it's still sex work, but they weren't. They were groomed into it, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that whole notion, I guess, kind of makes me a little mad, because it's like, don't get me wrong, I think, like, obviously I can understand both perspectives, but at the same time, the woman was trying to support her kid, and obviously I still think she should have tried to find another job, just because, again, like, for her kid's sake, so he doesn't get bullied or whatever. But, like, I mean, she's got to do what she's got to do. Like, she's got to put food on the table, she's got to support a music career, she's got to do all these things. So it's like, I can kind of understand where she's coming from with that, but at the same time, it's just like, whoa. And then Guillermo, I forgot what countries he's from, actually, but I know he's Latino for sure. So I had to guess Venezuelan, even though, like, you know, I think bachata music is a part of that kind of culture. He doesn't approve of it, because I think it's more, like, sensual, and you know, like, the salsa and stuff like that, like, it could get a little spicy, you know, when you're dancing and you're singing. Like, they really got that down pat for that, you know what I mean? Like, they really got the dancing, sensual dancing and singing down. And I mean, yeah, shout out to Latinos for that, okay? That's Karen Guillermo, kind of short, kind of sweet. Their struggles are, like, the same, the OF, and the fact that they're not really around, you know what I mean? Like, they're not really doing anything. They're mad at each other low-key, but yeah. And obviously, like, shout out to Guillermo for staying up for Thais at that moment, because that was kind of cool. And then Russ and Pal, those two are old, actually. I've never, like, it's been a while. Russ is, like, this American dude. Pal's Colombian. Paula, she's Colombian. And their show, they've been on 98 for a long time. And she's, like, a wrestler, I think, part-time now, and she makes money now. He was, like, a contractor or something, or what have you, and he basically, like, quit his job, I guess, to move with her to help her career. And so they're kind of fighting about that, and they also have a kid together. And I don't know, the main problems in their relationship, I would say, is, like, the sexual problems and the financial problems, because she's very traditional in the way that she wants to be treated by a man. And I appreciate that, you know, I kind of think that way too, but at the same time, it's like, if he can't find a job, then you're just gonna have to pick it up. Like, you're gonna have to be the man in a relationship, quote unquote. And it sucks, because, like, I know she doesn't want to, but at the same time, that's what she's gonna have to if she wants to support her family, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's Russ and Pal. And then Rebecca and Zied. Rebecca, she's like 50 or something like that. She already had kids before. Was a private investigator. I don't know if she is now. Ziad, he's from Tunisia. He's like 30, almost 40, I think. And he is, I don't know what he is actually. I don't know what he does for work actually. I'm not sure. Their main problems are basically just like, I think financial stuff and the fact that she suspects he's been cheating, which like, I don't know, it kind of seems like there is, to be honest, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, he seems kind of guilty with it, to be fair. But again, the way she talks to him is also like, he can't even get a word in. Like, she just constantly yells at him and it's kind of depressing, you know what I mean? So that's those two, and now we'll get into the regular 90-day stuff. So, the regular 90-day stuff. First, we have Katie and Josh. Josh is from England, Katie's from America, has OCD. And for some reason, that compels her to make out with everybody when she's drunk. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. But she does. She wants to make out with everybody when she's drunk. And she's like, oh my god, it's OCD. You know what? That's why I want to make out with everybody. I also think she does have an alcohol problem that needs to be addressed and stuff like that. And then Josh, he's English, obviously. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he should put his foot down more. Because to be honest, like, yeah. He kind of seems like he's just sort of taking it. And it's like, dude, that's your girlfriend. You're gonna let your girlfriend just put her tongue down multiple dudes' throats and, like, just take it? Like, that's cheating. That's cheating. What? Like, you can't keep accepting this. Like, after the first time, you should have been like, what the hell? Like, no. And the way they met, too, is crazy. She was literally making out with all of his friends before she started making, like, he was the last choice, dude. And oh, I don't think they made out, actually. No, they didn't make out till later, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And she was drunk, too. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? At this point, I have a theory that he might just be a cuck. And you know what? That's okay. Listen, we can still, you know, we're kink positive over here. If you were a cuck, that's fine, buddy. Just admit it, you know? Because, like, at this point, I don't know how you could, like, girlfriend, make out with so many dudes and honestly sit there with a straight face and say, oh, okay, baby, I'm sorry, you know, I forgive you for what you did. And it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's so weird. And another thing, too, I don't know if anybody else clocked it, but the way Katie talks low-key reminds me of, like, someone who is who has ASD, autism spectrum disorder. Now, I don't know if I'm crazy for this, but again, OCD is kind of a component. Like, you do have excessive compulsions, you know, routines, and how you change, like, it's how you adapt to those routines that matter. And I don't know if just OCD can do all the things she does, but, like, again, she's constantly blinking, and that's the first thing I noticed. And again, I don't know if OCD is tics, but, like, constantly blinking, and again, the way she talks, robotic. It reminded me a lot of Forrest, actually, in the earlier seasons, except he has more, like, awkward pauses, I think. But, like, the way she talks is very, like, that I made out with all these other men, you know, Josh is great and stuff, but, like, I can't do it. I can't hurt him, you know? And then she's, like, blinking her eyes all the time. And it's like, I don't know if she's got dry eyes or if it's genuinely a tic and the way she's talking, because obviously, like, that is kind of a component of, I don't know if people use the term high-functioning individuals anymore. I'm not sure, so obviously, like, correct me if I'm wrong. But she definitely seems high-functioning on the autism spectrum. Now, obviously, I don't want to, like, diagnose people or whatever, but that's just what I noticed. And again, it doesn't mean it's true. I'm not going to speculate or whatever, but there's some things I noticed that just, it made it seem to me like it was more than obsessive-compulsive disorder. Like, obviously, if it's just OCD and it's just, like, it has those different quirks or whatever, there's different things that maybe seem like autism spectrum disorder but aren't, then that's something different. But like genuinely, when I saw her for the first time, I'm like, immediately, like, there's something more there. Like, there's something more there. Like, it's not just OCD. Like, there's something more there. And I mean, if she does see this video, I think it would be good to get an evaluation of something. It doesn't have to be just autism, because I think also too, she needs help, psychological, therapeutical help, and maybe getting diagnosed with whatever problem she's got might help her, and she could take like medication or whatever needs, maybe go to therapy, whatever. But she needs help either way, regardless if she does have autism or any other disorders or not. She needs the help, okay? The way she just freaking acts, like whenever she's drunk, she literally acts like the face huggers from Alien. Like, literally. Like, I'm surprised that no little Katie's have started bursting out of people's chests, okay? Like the way she just shoves her tongue down people's throats, and like that's not normal, dude. Like, that's not, absolutely not normal. And again, it reminds me of those little aliens from Alien that like impregnate people in their chest, and then like the alien bursts out, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel really bad for Josh, but at the same time, like, again, you can only go so far with it. Like, at some point you have to pack your bags, you know? And I don't think that they're good for each other, to be honest. I think, first off, I think Josh needs to find someone else. And I think Katie needs help. She needs help. Listen, I'm not even going to discourage her or whatever. I think she just needs help. And again, another thing too I noticed is her bluntness, which also could contribute to that. Next one we have is Marissa and Edward. Rich people. Am I right? I'm sorry. Rich people are so... The richer you are, the weirder you are. And I firmly stand by that. To me, Marissa seems like in the million. At least. Like, in the million, because, again, she's just weird, okay? And rich people, like, obviously there is a weirdness spectrum going on with them. And I just feel like she is weird, but she's not billionaire weird, you know? She's not, like, that evil, you know what I mean? But it's, like, every time, she literally treats Edward like he's a friggin' busboy, like he's, like, a pool boy, like he's, like, a house cleaner and stuff. And it's, like, sometimes it literally feels like that, and it kind of doesn't help the fact that, like, there are those stereotypes and stuff. Like, I don't know, it just feels like, I feel bad for him, because he seems so happy and jolly and, like, go-lucky, and he's just trying to, like, make it in this world, and she's literally just like, oh, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, like, literally treating him like a freaking child. And sure, sometimes he does act like it, but it's like, he just seems so fun, you know? Like, I would love to grab a drink with the guy, you know? Like, he just seems, like, so fun and so awesome, and it's like, at this point, Lee, just say you wanted some vacation dick. Like, why couldn't you just have some vacation dick and not drag him through all this bullshit? Like, let the man live his life, you know what I mean? Let the man live his freaking life. Like, when he was in New York exploring it for the first time, like, I just felt so happy for him, because also, too, like, he's Dominican, right? And there's a lot of Dominicans in New York. So he, like, actually, like, found his people, you know what I mean? And he was, like, acclimatizing to it pretty well, I would say. And it's, like, so awesome that he's able to do that stuff. And it's, like, she's just so overbearing over him, and it's like, dude, at this point, just say you want another kid or something, you know what I mean? Or, like, just have a vacation plan and be over with it. Like, he doesn't deserve this. The thing is, too, that's actually the only part I enjoyed about Marissa, is that she works at Kleinfeld. Dude, Say Yes to Dress has been, like, my favorite childhood show, so when I actually saw her there, I was like, oh my god, I want to go! So, that's Marissa and Edward, and then we have Mallory and Rashid. Mallory. So, I don't know. I feel like they're a cute couple. Honestly, I feel like they're a cute couple. I mean, besides the whole Brandon thing and the whole, like, financial prenup thing, like, they're cute together. I hope they stay together. And obviously, like, I just obviously saw the recent episode just now, and honestly, I'm really glad that Rashid and Brandon got to, like, work things out. I just kind of like that he calls him Brandy, to be honest. I think it's funny that he calls him Brandy. Rashid and Brandy, like, just bonding and stuff like that. That's pretty fun. And obviously, like, when Mallory was, like, showing watched it, like, everything and stuff like that, and, like, all her, like, culture, I thought was pretty cool, but again, like, gotta be careful about the rednecks, you know, and I'm glad that she kind of warned him about it, because she's like, you know, they're a little something, so I really hope, like, all of them are nice people, and he could, like, acclimatize well, because, again, the rednecks you should be careful of, okay, because a lot of them vote for, like, Trump and stuff, and yeah, a lot of them still got them, like, Confederate flags around and stuff, and yeah, it's kind of crazy down in the deep south, but yeah, I hope they work out. I think, oh, another funny part, too, was when Rasha was showing her the bidet and stuff, and it's like, dude, I don't understand why everybody has a bidet. Like, I totally understand Rasha, and it's the same with, in the earlier seasons, Jihoon, as well, like, they were showing the bidets, and I was like, I understand. They're so awesome, especially when you're on your period. Like, Mallory, if you see this, like, I'm telling you, they're amazing. And, like, I know it feels weird at first when you don't use it and you're not, like, acclimatized to it, but, like, genuinely, it is the best thing you will ever have in your entire life. Like, genuinely. We have Shay and Annabelle. She needs to break up with him. Break up with him and go back to the Philippines, girl. Like, genuinely, first off, that man's a cheater. Like, cheaterson. Like, cheater McCheaterson. Just like Katie, for some reason, he loves kissing women that isn't his girlfriend. And it's like, are you nuts, dude? Like, and also, too, again, he also has a problem with alcohol. And it's just, like, you can definitely tell, too, because he looks so swollen and just so, like, you know, not happy with himself, you know what I mean? And it's like, at some point, you have to learn when to stop, because, like, he's in his 50s. Like, he shouldn't be partying like that, or else he's gonna die young, right? And then his freaking daughter, too. Like, she's so weird. Like, I understand kind of Annabelle's position, because, like, she kind of has, like, this weird relationship with her father, where it's like at this point, girl, just go date him, you know? Like, Oedipus, hello, like, just go date him, because, like, again, she's, like, really attached to her father, and it's like, sure, people can be attached to people and stuff like that, but at some point it's like she's, like, attacking the women that he's been with, and it's like, at some point you have to understand that maybe you're the problem, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. And then Debbie Amito, listen, all I'm gonna say is he isn't a very good actor. He's not a good actor. He needs to go find someone who, first off, I mean, listen, I'm not going to speculate. Other people have been speculating this, though, that he is a gay man. And listen, there's nothing wrong with being a homosexual, but I understand dating a woman if you're a homosexual. You know what I mean? Like, if he is, obviously. Like, but to be fair, I mean, those tight leggings he was wearing one episode, I was like, even for Egyptian man, like, that's a little too, like, I know, like, it's kind of a stereotype that, like, gay people wear a certain type of fashion and stuff like that, but, like, genuinely, like, those leggings set, I think, not just for me, but for a lot of people, set that radar off. They were just like, I mean, to be fair, again, clothing choice does not indicate sexuality. Just want to put that out there, you know? Because, like, again, they're, like, straight drag queens. They're, like, women drag queens, okay? They're, like, dudes that dress like gay dudes that dress like literal lumberjacks. You know? I mean, that's possible, and I mean, I love me a lumberjack myself, but I don't know. Yeah, he's kind of a dickhead, to be honest. I think she should just break up with him, but for some reason I think she's so desperate, because again, she is older, so obviously, like, the options kind of dry up past a certain age, especially for a woman, because misogyny. Yeah. Men can still kick it in their 40s and 50s, but as soon as a woman turns 25, she's dried up. Explain that shit. It's because her brain's fully formed. Fun fact, it's because her brain's fully formed at that age, and men cannot groom them. Or I guess, like, they're less susceptible to grooming, because, like, women are, like, smarter with the fully developed frontal lobe. I mean, I disagree. I think there are plenty stupid people with a fully developed frontal lobe, but I mean, it's like, they're less impressionable that way, if that makes sense. You know, they have more experience in their lives. Not much, but still more than, like, 18, 19, which is usually what they go for. Anyway, getting to Asia. Is it Asia? Or, yeah, I think it's Asia. Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Beatles reference. Asia is like this, I don't know, she's like a church lady or whatever, and she's like, the blood, the blood, the blood. I can't even say it. She speaks in tongues or whatever. She talks to God, blah, blah, blah. She's dating this African dude named Maxwell. I think he's Nigerian. And she, for some reason, wants to, like, change him or whatever. And it's, like, really weird. But, I mean, at this point, it's, like, it's not build a dude. You know what I mean? Like, she kind of acts like a straight dude when it comes to that stuff. Because, you know how straight dudes are always, like, you know, I want a girl with, like, big titties and, like, a fat ass and skinny waist and stuff. And she's gotta be perfect skin and big lips, you know. She's gotta have, like, long hair. Like, I feel like she's that, but, like, female version. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, oh, you know what? I want, like, clear skin. You know, I want, like, muscles, you know. And it's like, girl, yeah, some of us want it too. But at the same time, we don't change someone to look like that. We just find someone that looks like that. You know what I mean? And she uses, like, God a lot to, like, explain a lot of her decisions and stuff, good or bad. And it's just like, lady, what crack are you smoking? Like, so, again, I'm not trying to diss religion or religious people, but again, like, some of them be wildin', okay? Some of them be wildin', to be honest. And then Maxwell's family, they're also religious, so that's actually a good bonding point for them. I think religion will be the thing that keeps them together, to be honest. I think God will keep them together, keep them going straight. And honestly, I think they're a decent couple. Unpopular opinion, I don't think they're that crazy. Like, obviously, like, I mean, the fact that she wants to change him is really weird, but again, like, I'm sure his family's gonna be fine as long as she pops out, like, a couple of kids. But again, she's 38. So obviously that biological clock is ticking. Not saying women can't have it, it just puts you at greater risk for A, miscarriages, B, developmental disorders, and C, like, severe birth defects, like, trust me, 18, trust me, 21, you know, all that stuff, right? So that's something you gotta be careful about. Again, not saying it's gonna happen, but you're more at risk for that happening. And finally, the last couple, Thomas and Paula. There's not really much to talk about, honestly, because they low-key kind of suck. I think they should break up because they keep complaining about each other, and it's honestly, like, they're not a good match for each other. Thomas is very, like, bachelor, and honestly, I think he's the type of dude to stay single for the rest of his life, because honestly, like, he just seems like the type of guy. Paula's Brazilian. Yeah, he's from LA, too, or, like, California. It's like, of course he's from California. He's got, like, that weird, like, beach bro voice, you know what I mean? He's like, what's up, dudes? You know, like, that kind of thing. And then she's, like, Brazilian. She collects, like, miniatures to, like, manifest. Which, like, I also believe in manifestation, too. Granted, when I keep a lot of little trinkets in my home, probably not. But again, that's her thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's her thing. And he keeps shitting on it. And it's like, I feel low-key kind of bad for her. But it's like, they keep fighting. And honestly, it's kind of stupid at this point. So I think they should just break up. So yeah, that is the end of kind of the summarizing of, like, the recent couples or whatever in the show. And now I'm going to go kind of into my personal problems with 90 Day Fiancé recently. Now, we're going to talk about kind of my problems with this show. My first problem is there are way too many spinoffs. There's, like, Diaries, Other Way, The Last Resort, like, there wasn't, like, an island one or something like that, Singles Retreat, Love in Paradise too, and it's like, what do we need all these spin-offs for? To me, okay, listen, I think, to me, there should just be 4 shows. There should be 90 Day Fiancé, 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, 90 Day Fiancé Single Life, and 90 Day Fiancé Last Resort. That's it. Those are the only 4 shows that should exist. It shouldn't be, like, Diaries, Journeys, whatever. Like, it should just be those 4 shows. Because at the end of the day, like, who's watching all that bullshit? Like, me, of course, but, like, who's watching all that bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, it's so many shows for no reason, and it's, like, it's kind of hard to keep up with if you're, you know, new to everything and stuff, or, like, you haven't been watching it in a while. It's just, like, why do you need that many shows? Like, why? Why do you need that many shows? You don't need that many shows. Just another problem, too, is the lack of something. I don't know what it is. My opinion, I think, is authenticity. I think that's a big thing, because I think all the influencers flooding it. But again, there's also another thing behind it that I'm not sure, but I just remember post-pandemic, people have been getting a lot more sexual, like more open about sex on 90 Day Fiance. And like that's cool or whatever when you're talking about it, but like literally they'll show like borderline softcore porn scenes on my TV screen, and I'm like, dude, why are we watching this? Like, and it sucks that it's gone so sexual because it really wasn't before. And to be honest, even talking about it, like I don't really care to hear about it unless it's like really kinky and it's like, oh, okay, I know you're freaky like that, but otherwise, like I don't really want to hear about two people doing like missionary or something, because like that's how babies are made. Like, okay, you basic B, like what do you want me to say, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's crazy, like it's absolutely crazy how these people like just constantly talk about sex, or like constantly reference sex and sex things and stuff. And sex is natural. Listen, I'm pro sex, to be honest. I'm pro sex. I think everybody should be having sex, okay? Safely, of course. You know, get tested and stuff, right? Safely and consensually is the goal here. But at the same time, it's like, at some point you have to learn your limits. You have to learn what you show to the public and what you don't show to the public. Because, like, not everybody needs to know about your bedroom activities, okay? And that's, like, kind of my main thing, is I think sex and sexuality was the replacement for authenticity, if that makes sense. I don't know if that correlation works, but we're going to try and make it work. Because, again, something in that formula that was there in the earlier seasons is not here anymore. Like, it's definitely, they're trying to replace it with something else so that people can keep watching. But the problem is, none of the stories are authentic anymore. And even if it was scripted back in the day, which I guarantee you was, it was at least real. Like, at least seemed real. But, like, now, like, everything's scripted. And they make it the most outlandish bullshit either. Like, ever. Like, it's like, literally a soap opera at this point. And it's like, I don't understand why you're doing this, you know what I mean? And it's like, I feel so bad for the people going on there thinking, like, oh, it's gonna be great. And then their storyline just gets doctored so much that it loses the fundamentality and the authenticity that it once has. And it's like, to be fair, I don't think a lot of people in the new seasons of their show are actually doing it to be quote unquote authentic. But it's like, I don't know, like, I miss some of that authenticity, to be honest. And again, I guarantee you it was edited in the earlier seasons, but again, like, it wasn't focused on sex, it wasn't focused on high editing, you know, crazy storylines. Like, it literally was just about two people with very real struggles trying to make it as immigrant husband and naturalized wife, like naturalized in the country, been a citizen for however long, whatever. So yeah, that's my opinion on everything. Honestly, I think it's probably gonna go downhill from here. I don't expect it to get better. But again, it's trash reality TV. It's not supposed to be absolutely amazing. It's not supposed to be the pinnacle. It's not the pinnacle of television, okay? Like, it's no Squid Game, you know what I mean? Like, it's no Brokeback Mountain. Why did I okay, I have to pick better movies. Wait, let me try again. Oh, Shawshank Redemption. Like, it's not anything special. Like, it really isn't. But at the same time, it's like, you can't do better than that. Like, you really can't do better than that. Like, you got this budget that you could use to make things better, and you, like, don't really. Yeah, you kind of suck, to be honest. And it's like, yeah, I really feel bad, to be honest. And obviously, like, as much as I can do as a viewer, like, it's not gonna change anything. Like, I'm not an executive there who could, like, change decisions of the show. Like, I basically just have to sit there and watch, and if I hate it, I'll complain about it on the internet, essentially. So, yeah, that's my opinions on 90 Day Fiance. If you guys want me to recap more, sure, go ahead. But, yeah, so if you like this video, please give a like and subscribe. If not, I don't understand why you spent the whole time watching this video then, but you go, girl, I guess. But yeah, please give a like and subscribe. Maybe comment, you know, down below what you think about it. what your opinions are, what your thoughts are, other videos, ideas you want me to do. That'd be great. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.